Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, an exciting conversation with Howard Stutz. He's the senior reporter for the Nevada Independent, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain. And for over 90 years, the Nevada Trucking Association has been the voice for the men and women in the trucking industry. From Carson City to Washington, D.C., we advocate for policies to protect our trucking companies and keep commerce flowing. Because Nevada's and America's prosperity is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
My whole life has been public service. It's about people. And when we work together instead of yelling at each other, we get things done. We don't always get everything we want, but that's our system of government. Give and take. We don't give up. We keep working. We keep pushing. And when we break ground on Nevada's first children's hospital, when crime rates come down, and when graduation rates improve, that motivates me. That's why I do it.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always pleased to welcome to the program Howard Stutz. He is the senior reporter for the Nevada Independent. Pleasure to have you back on the program, sir.
I'm not on the TV screen here. I'm live in Reno.
I think it's fabulous, and you're welcome here anytime. Not a whole lot going on.
Nothing. No, I'm actually up here in Reno doing some stories on what's going on with the Reno market. I did a series of articles last year.
Yes,
and I'm updating them in a way and seeing what's changed and what's going on. So I just got in. I just flew in.
Yes.
So I got a whole week here.
All right. Well, we will look forward to all the reporting that you'll do on that. But there is so much going on. And you just told me something I was not aware of, which is Kalshi, the prediction markets company, has hired Dean Heller,
one of many spokespeople to be on. He was on CNBC last week debating, not really debating, they ran a clip of Chris Christie crushing prediction markets and Kalshi, and then they ran Dean Heller, who decided to crush the gaming industry a little bit. It was very weird.
That's unbelievable.
I don't know how much he's getting paid. I'm sure, Kalshi probably says, former Nevada senator, elected official, let's put him on. They've got spokespeople left and right trying to push this through. There'll be a hearing. I think this show's going to air Tuesday. I think on Thursday there's a hearing in Carson City that I'm hoping to go to with Kalshi and the Gaming Control Board. Because remember, Kalshi agreed to geofence off Nevada. They didn't. So now the board is asking for sanctions from the Carson City District Judge. The hearing's supposed to be out on Thursday. I'm planning to. Since I'm here, I'll drive down to Carson and go cover that. But this Kalshi thing is just going to drag on, Sam, until the Supreme Court makes some type of decision.
Okay, but don't you look at this as an Uber and Lyft situation with the taxi industry, and I'm referring specifically to Nevada, where these companies had so much money that they could afford to hire the best lobbyists, the best lawyers, and it was basically, let's come to an agreement, and now everybody's living happily together. And I think that the same thing is going to happen, although
this is the difference is, Sam, is Kalshi doesn't want to be regulated by the states.
Right, but they're not going to have any choice, are they?
Well, that's the problem. If they don't have any choice, if the Supreme Court says get regulated by the states, then they'll all figure out a way to get along.
Right,
It's
but
like-
won't the gaming industry go nuts to keep it as states' rights versus having the federal government take it?
Right. They don't want that. Listen. I covered, so you and I covered sport. I was on covering sports betting ad nauseum when it got legalized. The thing that was pushed was, it's a states' rights issue. That's what Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey, when they pushed that bill through and it ended up all the way to the Supreme Court, states' rights issue, and that's what the Supreme Court said. Now, Supreme Court's changing their minds now. The Supreme Court, on all different matters. I don't know what will happen. We're waiting on the Nevada case and a decision, Nevada and Calshi out of the Ninth Circuit. They had the hearing in May, and here it is July, and we're still waiting for it. There was another hearing, I think a week ago, about a casino in California suing Calshi. It was in front of the Ninth Circuit. Third Circuit ruled in favor of Calshi against New Jersey. This is all going to have to go to the Supreme Court, and what they do, who the hell knows? It's not, Alito wrote the opinion, the PASPA opinion in 2018. What's he going to do if he's, this time around? It's a very weird situation. It's very fluid, but the bottom line is that sports betting, it's a states' rights issue. There are only 40 states with, I'll say only, there are 40 states with legal sports betting. Some states didn't want it. And you have Calshi marching in and putting this, calling it betting, calling it, they're trying, then they change their minds. They change their minds as quickly as I change my shirt. They just...
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. I know. But they do. They're changing their minds all the time, and that's what's... If it's sports betting, then it has to be regulated by the state. That's what the Supreme Court said. We'll see what changes there. That's what I'm waiting on. Yes.
Well, the other part is all the negatives of it not being regulated by the state or by the feds at this point in time. We're seeing so many problems now with illegal gambling in Nevada and then the fines. By the way, okay, I got to hit this up at the beginning here. So Apollo that now owns the Venetian and what's the other one?
Venetian and Palazzo.
Palazzo, right? They get fined, $7.2 million you were reporting?
Right.
For something they didn't do, but apparently when you buy a company, you buy all the issues they had as well.
So it was explained to me by my wife, a longtime former Nevada district judge, who said the assets and the liabilities, that's what you purchased. So Apollo didn't know about this. They discovered it in 24 because that's when Matthew Boyer, the illegal bookie, who has cost now Nevada casinos $34 million in fines. They found out he was gambling at the Venetian, and they cut him off. They got rid of him, but at that point, that's when the board was doing the investigation. It took them a while to get to this point where they fined him $7.2 million. Fined the Venetian because during 2019 to 2021, Matthew Boyer bet like $23 million put into the Venetian's cage and wagered off of that. It was money laundering. His illegal bookmaking funds through the Venetian when it was owned by Las Vegas Sands. Well, oops, that Sands is sold. So now I'll be curious to see how the commission handles this in August.
Shouldn't it be a $1 fine?
There should be something but Sands is not a licensee in here anymore. They've sold they sold all their properties. They're only licensed in Macau and Singapore. They're trying to get Texas, failing at that every 2 years. It's a every 2-year event where they fail there. Now they're having problems with Mark Cuban. The Sands. He's mad at them over the arena deal. He's been cut out of some of this stuff, and he's maybe suing them. So that relationship's blowing up right now. I think what will happen is at the commission hearing, I'm sure there are going to be some comments made by the commissioners about Sands should have been, they're going to probably commend Apollo for stepping up. What are they going to do? They're stuck. They have to pay it. and that's what they're doing.
That is just it's absurd and completely unfair. All right, I want to change the subject here to Tillman Fertitta.
Who?
I bought the book. I'm putting it up here. The book is called Shut Up and Listen, and he is in the process now, and it looks like it's going to happen, of purchasing Caesars, including the debt, which is a vast amount of money.
$12 billion or something like that. The deal's about $17.6 billion. $5 billion he's paying in cash through several banks, and then he's going to assume the $12 billion in debt. Now, I'm sure it's going to take a year to get this deal done. I mean, there's 50 plus Caesars casinos in, I don't know what, 16, 20
I think
states.
it's 56,
Yeah, and then Tillman has 8 golden nuggets. 3 of them are in Nevada. So it's going to take a while for this to shake out. But that's the essence of the deal. Is he's going to take, and Tillman doesn't like debt, so he's going to somehow get rid of that $12 billion in debt. I don't know how. I don't know how you make $12 billion in debt disappear. But
you negotiate it. I mean, look, if you use credit card companies as the example, so if somebody has $1,000 in credit card debt, they can't pay. After the bank goes after them for 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever, they can't pay. So they sell that off for 10 cents on the dollar to the next person, and they write it off. So they're made whole because of that. And then the other person, if they can get 11 cents on the dollar, then they're doing fine. So, I mean, judging by the way this company operates, they have what, 600 restaurants in Landry's?
He's got, I mean, I can't even name all of them. He's got a ton in Vegas. There's some up here. You have Caesars and their deal, their deals with with Lisa Vanderpump and Gordon Ramsay and all the celebrity chefs they work with. It's kind of a fascinating merger. I mean, it's like I covered what became known as the Caesars Palace coup in 20 through 2015 through 2018 when they went bankrupt because they went private. And here we are again, Caesar's running up all this debt. It's really surprising for the Carranos that they would be in charge. All this debt comes up. It's their way of getting out. I don't know. There were stories that they might have taken. Well, they're keep the row. They're keeping all the properties up here.
Right, but I mean, from what I've read, and I'm reading a variety of sources, obviously, as you do, that they're going to keep a portion of their equity position in the company. And Anthony Carrano and Tom Reeg are still going to be part of the management.
I saw Anthony and Tom at the opening of the Vanderpump Hotel, in
Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, in the Lake Tahoe, in Vegas. The one Vanderpump she took over the whole
the
Barbary
Cromwell,
Coast.
right?
Cromwell, yes, the great
the Barbary Coast.
The Barbary Coast.
It's
Cromwell,
still there.
The world's worst name ever, the Cromwell. But they took it over, and she took it over, and going to run that. And so, they have the deals with them. And, obviously they're very committed to Reno and the Carrano family. So it's just going to take, I'm curious how this is going to wind its way through, how long it will take with everything overhanging it.
Well, and I mean, so much going on. If people have not watched the 2 interviews we did with Phil Satry that we put on the website last week, he talks about how Las Vegas, with the gaming, and he talked about gaming being 35% of revenue. I thought it had dropped below 30%. That it was.
No, it was 30. It came back up after the pandemic, but it's dropped back to about the 35-40%.
Okay, all right. But I mean, he's talking about Vegas essentially no longer being a gambling town, but an everything else town. And so when you have somebody who owns 600 restaurants buying Caesars, how does that change the program?
Hey, look at Wynn. They're Phil is the
which Tillman, by the way, owns 13% of.
And that's a great question.
And what does he do with that?
Well, that's a
He's
question.
under no obligation to sell because he has no management authority.
He's just he's a
Passive investor.
Yeah, he's a passive investor, exactly. Look, Phil Satry, when Phil speaks, everybody should listen. Okay, obviously, I mean, you've known Phil a long time. And yeah, he doesn't like the REIT structure where you don't own your own buildings and you're paying rent on it. I think for Wynn, They're focusing on right now the UAE.
Right.
They're building amazing property there.
It's going to be a gold mine.
Right. And they're already doing really well with their London casino. You know, they bought this. They
The
bought
Mayfair.
This, right. They bought this little casino in London to start building up name ID for all the big London, British gamblers. They're gonna try to track to the UAE. So
It's total rewards on a much bigger scale.
Yeah, much bigger, much bigger. Yeah, it's. There's so much to do in Vegas beyond gambling. I mean, now we're talking about the NBA come. We're going to have the baseball. We have NFL and hockey. There are and all these other events. And
Area 15.
Area 15 is amazing. It's not well. I think they did put slots somewhere over there, but in the corner. But I'm not sure. For some reason that's popping up. But yeah, they have all these different. Why people come? The Sphere. People come for the Sphere for all these shows and the concerts and the race. It's a different. You can go anywhere to gamble now in any almost every state but Utah and Hawaii to go play in a casino. Gamble unless you're playing on Kalshi and then you play everywhere. But yeah, that's the difference. It's not. Vegas is still drawing. 39, 40 million people a year. That's
okay. So riddle me this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So gaming is dropping down. It's around 35%. Potentially could go lower with all these other attractions coming in. But yet you look at Resorts World, you look at Fontainebleau, the newest properties, you look at Hard Rock coming online in the next couple of years. And they're building huge casino floors, so they're not writing off the gambling.
They're also building not only huge casino floors. Hard Rock's putting in a 2,000-seat, concert venue. They built this hotel they're building this hotel that's shaped like a guitar. That's, dead center on the Strip. That's good. People are going to want to come to stay in the Guitar Hotel. That's what's drawing people. The restaurants. That's what draws people.
Yeah, but my point is this, which is. If the business model is changing so dramatically, then why are you building these huge casino floors? I mean, you go upstairs at the Fontainebleau and look out. It is a vast sea of slot machines and table games with a center bar. It's not like all the other attractions.
And how many people are in there? That's the other thing. You got to fill the room.
Well,
you got to fill those rooms.
You're making my point.
Right.
I mean, you go to Marina Bay Sands. Or you go to Sentosa Island for Resorts World, and the casino is pushed off into a corner because the government said it can't be the main thing. It has to be, a minority portion. It's still a huge thing.
I was at Marina Bay Sands in March.
Right.
And we walked over to the casino, went in, we're staying up on the second floor. It is packed on a Sunday night in Singapore. It was jammed. So,
right.
Yeah.
But my point is that they've got all the other stuff that they are generating profit off of.
But remember, there's only 2 casinos in Singapore.
Well, true. But my point is, if the percentage of business, shouldn't it match the percentage of your building?
That's a philosophical question that I don't know if I can answer.
Contemplate. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
We're the Peters family, 2 combat veterans, our daughter Elle, and our Liberty Dogs puppy in training, Cooper.
Cooper will grow up to be a life-changing companion to a veteran with visible or invisible challenges.
We're helping Cooper build focus and confidence so he's ready to support his veteran.
And we know he will help bring happiness and independence to his veteran's life.
So join us, become a puppy raiser, and change lives. one puppy at a time.
This summer, all roads lead to Tamarack Casino for trucks or bucks. Win up to $5,000 in cash every week. Buckle up and win a brand new Tundra or up to $45,000 in cash. Shift the winning and your good times into high gear at Tamarack Casino.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Howard Stutz. He's the senior reporter for the Nevada Independent. Go to the website. It's free of charge to go there. You can sign up for his newsletters. Great information always. Buck Wargo put out a thing on CDC Gaming Reports about Barry Diller, who is now in process of acquiring MGM.
Right.
But it's kind of an interesting deal because from the reports I've read, it seems like he's just expanding his influence within the company that he already owns a big chunk of, rather than doing what Tillman Fertitta's doing, which is buying a whole company.
They're going to take it private. It'll be
yeah,
owned by
with
Barry.
both of these, we should point out, we didn't mention that with
Yeah.
Tillman. That's the plan with Caesars too.
He will take that private. He doesn't like, he has to deal with stockholders from Italy.
Oh, or quarterly reports.
Or quarterly reports, exactly. That's what Caesars put out last week. They're doing their earnings, but no earnings call. So, no. Barry Diller owns his company. It's now called People Inc. It was IAC.
Yes.
He owns about 26% of MGM Resorts. He's the largest
Which
shareholder.
is massive.
He's the largest shareholder. Just going to buy. He wants to just buy the rest for, I think it was like $48 a share or something like that. He wants to just take it, own it all, and not going to make any change with management. It sounds like. I mean, the board will go away, but I think they'll.
Well, you can't, because there's no. It's like when governments change. There is no third group or fourth group for the federal government to where the Democrats come in and it's going to be somebody completely different from the previous government. You have to use the same people.
You see what Barry Diller is, what, 80-something?
Yes.
He makes money.
He's a youngster, darn it.
Yeah, really, I guess. He makes money in everything. He also knows what MGM has down the road, down the pipeline. Osaka, Japan.
Yes.
In
hugely undervalued as far as the stock price goes.
That's what it seems like. And then they got Osaka. They do have a site in Abu Dhabi in the UAE that they're building on in partnership with the UAE company. They have I think it's 2,000 hotel. I think it's 3 hotel towers. One's dubbed Aria, MGM, and Bellagio. And there's a 250,000 square foot center space that's designated TBD, to be determined. Well, it's either going to be a casino or convention, whatever. But
or it could be a golf course.
Or they could do that. It's indoor. It's UAE.
It's very hot. Yeah.
But they have their eyes on that, and that's what Barry Diller's buying for the future. And he figures take it off the stock market. He doesn't like the stock price; it's too low. So. They can always go public again if you wanted to.
Well, isn't that the end game? You take the company private, you build everything up without the influence of Wall Street, and then you do an IPO and you cash out.
Who knows what he would do? I mean, who knows what they would do when they would go private if this deal comes through? The other thing is MGM has not commented on this. They haven't really said yay or nay. They're being very quiet about it. We may hear something soon. Obviously, earnings are going to come up, and you think around that point they'll say something. But no, who knows what he'll do with it? He may sell some stuff that he doesn't like. I mean, there's a lot of criticism, on different parts of MGM. MGM's already parted with. They had a casino and racetrack in Ohio, and they got rid of that. The talk is they're getting rid of the racetrack in New York since they didn't get one of the New York gaming licenses. So they may get rid of the racetrack there.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Light up your July at the Carson Valley Inn. Win up to $25,000 in the All-American Progressive giveaways. $1,500 winner guaranteed each drawing night. And $30,000 in grand prize giveaways. Only at the Carson Valley Inn.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
"2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses. If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates. The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back with our remaining seconds here with Howard Stutz. So what are you going to do this week in Reno?
See everybody I can. I want to see this. I'm going to the soccer stadium or the plot project with Wendy, and I are going to meet her there. I'm going to see what's going on with GSR, with the arena, but also check out. I want to figure out what's going on with Reno Revival. Also, that's the other question I have. But there's just a lot. Reno is doing real well. They've been, gaming numbers, tourism numbers have been doing real well. We're going to see the airport expansion. That's the other plan. I had a nice interview with the airport.
So you're going to see a lot of construction sites.
That's what I'm talking. That's my good. That's what I plan to do.
Thank you, Howard. Always a pleasure. And we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's Development Company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's Development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
Nevada Newsmakers is available as a podcast. It's also available on YouTube anytime you want to watch or listen. Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers.